If you're going through a divorce or seriously considering one, and the house is your biggest financial asset, this is a video that you cannot afford to skip, because here's the truth. Most people need the equity in their home just to move on, to rent something new, to buy a smaller place, to pay off debt, or just fund a fresh start. But if you're relying on a Zillow estimate to figure out how much equity you have, you could be setting yourself up for a major financial shock. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why those online numbers are almost always wrong, how your actual equity is calculated, and what you need to do now to protect your future before you agree to a buyout, list the home, or hand over anything in your settlement. And yes, I've lived this myself. So stay with me, because if your house is part of your divorce, this might be one of the most important videos you watch. Let's start with the basics. Equity equals what your house is worth minus what you owe on it. Sounds easy, right? But here's the kicker. What your house is worth is not what Zillow or Redfin or your neighbor's dad says it is. It's what a real buyer will pay today based on your home's actual condition, market trends, and recent local sales of homes just like yours. And what you owe is not just your mortgage balance. It's the full payoff, including fees, interest, and sometimes even liens or second loans. Zillow doesn't know any of that. Now, let's talk about the 3 biggest mistakes I see when it comes to equity and divorce. 1. Trusting online estimates. Zillow is fun for fantasy shopping, but it's not built for divorce decisions. It doesn't know if your roof is leaking, or if your bathroom is mid-demo, or your deck is rotted and your paint is peeling. Its guess could be way off, and often is. And sometimes the guess is too low because you actually did some massive renovations or created a legal accessory apartment over the garage that generates income. 2. Forgetting about selling costs. Even if your house is worth $600,000 and your mortgage is $400,000, you're not splitting $200,000. After commissions, taxes, legal fees, and any negotiated credits to the buyer, that number can shrink really fast. 3. Agreeing to a buyout based on guesses. I've seen people agree to let the ex keep the house and pay them out $200,000, only to find out the house didn't even have that much equity. Now someone's overpaid and someone is furious. So what should you actually do? Here's my 4-step game plan. Step 1, get a CMA, a comparative market analysis from a divorce-savvy real estate agent, not Zillow with lipstick. This is based on your home's current condition and real recent local sales, including homes currently on the market, homes under contract, and homes recently sold that are comparable to yours. I've done so many of these, and the results are rarely what the homeowners expect. It can be a real wake-up call. Please don't skip this step. Step 2, request a payoff letter. Get the real payoff amount from the bank that is holding your mortgage, including fees and interest. Your recent mortgage statement will not reflect the actual payoff amount today. Step 3, estimate all costs. Commissions, which are always negotiable, by the way, attorney fees, local and state conveyance taxes, possible repairs. Don't forget any of it. Step 4, talk to your attorney with real numbers, not guesses, not dreams, just facts, because you can't split something you don't actually have. I'll be honest, when I sold my house during divorce, I made the same mistake. I looked at his estimate and thought I was going to walk away with a lot more than was realistic. The house had a lot of deferred maintenance, aka stuff that should have been fixed or replaced or updated over the years and wasn't. Plus, the steep driveway and total lack of a backyard greatly reduced the value because the buyer pool was smaller than, say, a family looking for move-in ready on a flat piece of land with a huge backyard. Zillow didn't know that. That experience and the chaos that followed, it's why I do this work today. I never want another person to feel blindsided in an already heartbreaking process. If you're going through divorce and your house is part of the conversation, please don't rely on Zillow or Redfin or any of those. Because in divorce, clarity isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. And equity is power when you're trying to move on and start over. Once my house sold and I received my share of the proceeds, I leveraged that money to start over with my kids. And it was the foundation of what is now a peaceful, beautiful life together. Proceed with caution, proceed with facts, and proceed with hope for that next chapter that can be so, so great. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share this with a friend who needs it, and I'll see you in the next video.